So, hey, Elaine, welcome and thanks for joining us on the call today. Love to know about who you are, what you do, what you've been working on.
Hi everyone. I'm Elaine Claire. I was actually a events organizer until COVID-19 hit the industry, and it made me pivoted to a special needs educator right now. And it's actually through events management that got me through special needs education. I was actually working at the Special Olympics National Games Committee in 2016, and that's where my journey began. So I've been with the special needs community for about 6 years, and 6 years right now. Yeah.
Okay. And what was the passion for? Like, what drove you to get excited and to start helping about this?
I would say it's my calling when I was when before I graduated from my bachelor's in media studies and public relations. I actually was in a few committees before this. I was from the ACRES charity gala committee, and I started my volunteer journey when I was doing my bachelor's degree, and from there I started working with non-profit organizations through their events management. So
Mhm.
it's more of a calling of helping the voiceless and the needy. Yeah, I just felt that I needed to help various causes in this way. I felt like it's no point just having a degree, but rather it's more about giving back to the society, and that's where my purpose began. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And then, like, when you say helping out with the events and the community, what does that typically look like? What are the things that you specialize in and the help that you give?
Okay. I was like, my story is pretty long, but I'll just summarize it. I mainly do like the back end work, so I actually help with sourcing for vendors, making sure that the setup is being put in place. So when I was working for ACRES charity gala, we had to set up different decorations arrangements for the gala that night. So we had to spend overnight at one of our volunteers' house because of the lack of management. We had to go to a volunteer's house to work on the decorations of
Mhm.
florals, and these things are not really funded by the non-profit. So many things are being we have to uh, fork our own sources ourselves, that makes us like want to propel the event forward, because whatever the organization can provide is only a part of it and not really the full amount. So sometimes volunteers do have to fork out money to make up the cost of a certain item that we want to use for the event. And during that charity gala, we actually were working on recycled glasses
Mhm.
to for the table decor. So we actually recycled wine glasses, like wine bottles.
Yep.
So that was pretty innovative in a way. So there's a lot of thinking out of your box during when you're doing events management. And other things that I also did was when I was a roadshow volunteer, I actually worked with carrying tables and chairs. So we actually had to set up merchandisers, and we had to stay until like 1 a.m. So when everything is over, we actually had to pack up and set up. And sometimes we don't even get dinner till 9 p.m. Yeah, so these things do happen for events management. Yeah.
Yep. Okay. That sounds tough. Like, you've got to manage the budgets, you've got to manage all the details, you've got to manage everything to make sure the event runs smooth.
Yeah, definitely.
So I guess thinking with those challenges, what help would you have liked to have gotten with, from somebody else or from a mentor or somebody in terms of overcoming these and making your life as an event coordinator a little bit easier?
I would say more fundraising could have been done, and this is lacking in the Singapore context. Like, no matter how much we raise, and market out our event, I think people are still not very open-minded into giving back because of the conservative environment that they are being brought up in, and majority of Singaporeans are just they're not willing to see a bigger picture in terms of charities management in Singapore. So we don't really get a lot of funds in return. Yeah.
Okay. And is it like private fundraising that you have to do, or is it like from the public, from the government sector, that it gets kind of like grants and stuff? How does it work? I'm sorry, I really have very little knowledge about.
It's usually government funding most of
Yeah.
the time. Not all organizations has like grants, but rather it's more of a, because ACRES was one of the organizations that one of the MPs, Louis Ng, is being part of. So I guess part of his contribution to ACRES was his status in the government. So maybe part of the fundings will be from the government side. That, yeah. Usually it's not disclosed to us, so I don't want to just anyhow give out like wrong information to the public
Sure.
out there. Yeah.
Okay. And then I guess what are you working on next? Like, what's the next big event that's coming up?
Okay, I'm currently working with Daughters of Tomorrow. Right now, I'm hoping to actually bridge the gap between the low-income families and the special needs. So, right now, this is my current goal. So this weekend, I'll be working with them for a road show. It's called Living on the Edge. So I'll be able to experience how low-income families live below the line. And after that event, I'm probably hoping to do online like fundraising, because I'm a baker myself. So I'm hoping to not only sell my bakes online with Daughters of Tomorrow to fundraise for the low-income families, but also to educate the low-income mothers on special needs, because part of the organization, they also do focus on low-income mothers who have special needs children, but they're not being educated enough. Yeah, because there's a lack of resources for them. So I'm probably going to continue on my services for Daughters of Tomorrow. Yeah.
Okay, that's very cool. So then I guess bringing it to Doerscircle a little bit, like what excited you when you heard about what we were trying to do, and why did you sign up as a member?
Oh, I signed up as a member because I felt I needed a community for freelancing. And I think not many organizations really support freelancers like me, because right now I'm actually a freelance special needs educator. And I think because of the COVID-19 pandemic, a lot of co-working spaces are being shut down. Like recently, I heard of Found 8. They had to close down because of the lack of funding and not enough members to actually, hold up the community. So I felt that Doerscircle had a lot of initiatives that you actually provide. And one thing that really struck me for Doerscircle is the wellness that is being provided for the community members. So I know that you all are being in partnership with Core Collective. Core Collective is actually a wellness place for people to actually go and work out. And I think it's important for freelancers like me to have a work-life balance. And I myself am from the Wee-Barre community. So I love how that Doerscircle actually work with wellness communities hand in hand to ensure that our well-being is being put in place. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. No, because it's tough. I mean, my background is kind of entrepreneurship before I joined Doerscircle, and it can be very easy to put in hundreds of hours into your business because you feel like you have to. There's no one else to do it, and then that unbalances everything else in your life, which is tough. Um, so if you could describe then maybe Doerscircle in your own words, I'd love to hear how you would pitch Doerscircle to somebody or explain it. Yeah.
I would say Doerscircle to me is about taking action for your beliefs. Yeah, because I believe in Doerscircle, you have to put yourself out there, like what I'm doing right now. I'm actually putting myself out there for the public to be aware of myself. And also, to me, Doerscircle is also about being empathetic. I believe that in this community, we have to show empathy to freelancers like me and other entrepreneurs out there. I think empathy is lacking right now, and it's good to have a community that bridges the freelancers together
Yeah.
for a better outcome. And yeah.
Okay. So then you kind of mentioned like the help that you need as a freelancer. So what are the kind of things that you've struggled with as a freelancer?
Sometimes it's about finding clients, the right clients. Like, I mean, after being connected to different people on LinkedIn, for example, I would just use LinkedIn as an example. I believe like people are just connecting for the sake of connecting without seeing the alignment of values and purpose. Without the alignment of like the shared values and purpose, it's very difficult to bridge a partnership right now, if you understand. So there were some misses that I had recently for LinkedIn whereby people are just connecting with me without like researching more about my own personal brand. And it's really hard for me to continue on the continue on the initiative forward, because I really don't know how to help them. Like, there was a financial agent who recently approached me in regards of like how in regards in asking me inquiring with me how to lower down the expenses of low income families. And and she had no idea what I do, and she was like researching about me during the entire Zoom call. So I felt that my time was being wasted on the wrong clients, whereby this help when the time that I can use can be used for like clients who can actually take action and maybe like move forward to the next step, rather than wasting time researching on my personal brand when you could have done it a long time. So I think I would say finding the right clients will be one of the challenges. Like fundings, not everyone is willing to actually fund my personal brand right now, because special needs is quite a complicated course, and I just got certified last year. So I don't know, in terms of funding wise, it's also difficult. So I'm just like working on with like non-profits at the moment to help me to build my credibility right now. And it's the non-profits that actually need my help more than, like individual clients by hand. But I'm very open to like having more clients in my like individual clients, like in terms of like mental health consultation and special needs, because ADHD right now is on the rise, and I think people are just very unaware of the condition. And as an educator, I would like to have people be more self-aware about the cause, and from there, things will not be so judgmental, but rather people will take a step back and understand what the special needs is all about. Yeah. So yeah, I would say I would prefer like a bridging between the mental health and the special needs community to come together. So yeah. So that's what is my current goals also in life. Yeah.
Okay, that's a very big goal. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. But I've already had some consultations with a few nonprofit mental health organizations, and it has been working so far right now. It has been progressing, definitely.
Oh, that's very cool. That's very cool. So one of the things you mentioned earlier was about like the mental health and class pass and getting that work-life balance in there as well. Are there any other solutions that you might be interested in with Doerscircle, or you have used personally from our platform?
No, but I would like to suggest like probably having more speaking events, like maybe like exposure for speakers to come on board, and probably whole networking events to understand more about the community. I think that's what is lacking for Doerscircle from the way I observe things. Yeah, but I understand it's COVID-19 pandemic, and yeah, meetups will be difficult right now. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean now it's a lot more possible, but 3 months ago it wasn't, right? So now we've just got to kind of there is stuff coming. I can tell you that, but it's just not coming yet.
I really appreciate
yeah.
how each of your members are like reaching out to me all the time on LinkedIn, but no avail to the next step. But so thankfully, Travis, you actually reach out to me and see how we can work together and really help me build my brand through this video. So I really appreciate that, because your community members have been reaching out to me, but nothing has been happening in terms of propelling forward to the next
Yeah.
step.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fair. That's definitely fair. So then I guess, um, would you recommend people to join Doerscircle?
I mean, I would definitely recommend it to people who are, because freelancing entrepreneurship is a lonely journey. You definitely need to actually have people by your side to encourage you, to support you in terms of your like finances, funding, personal branding. I would definitely recommend Doerscircle because I think Doerscircle is a place where it's a large community, and looking at the subscribers list, and there have been, I mean, there's a lot of events that Doerscircle actually have organized, and I think entrepreneurs should actually get themselves out there and not just like isolate themselves at home, but rather be out there and network with people from Doerscircle and see how you can actually use your services to help others in the community. Yeah, I think people are not aware of how to bridge connections right now, and I think because ever since this COVID-19 pandemic hit, it's been very isolating, and people are just moving far away from each other. So I think for Doerscircle, I can see a human connection that the brand actually focuses on, and I think human connection is what brings people together and what enables a community to keep on doing better. Yeah, through feedback, through education, and through advocacy. So that is what I feel about Doerscircle. Yeah.
Okay, that's very cool to hear. I mean, one of the things that we kind of one of our values is that we put our members first before business decisions, before everything else, and hearing that you can see that in reflected the way that we try to look after our community, that's good to hear. We're doing the right things at least. But being a startup, it's also it's a process that we're working and we're improving on as well. So I think probably the last thing I just wanted to ask Elaine is if someone wants to connect with you, if they want to reach out, if they want to talk more about mental health and special needs and maybe supporting, how do they contact you?
Oh, you can actually reach out to me on LinkedIn. I'm very active on LinkedIn. Or my email will be elaineclaire91@gmail.com. I don't really have a virtual website right now because it's currently in construction, as I'm actually bridging all my courses together to put on one single platform. So yeah, right now you can just check me out on LinkedIn, or contact me through my email right now. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you
Or
so much. Yeah.
if you love to see like visuals of my bakes, I'm also on Instagram right now. Yeah. So I actually use Instagram as a way to promote my bakes, because I'm actually a zero waste baker. So what
Okay.
I do is that I actually believe in zero waste whenever I do my bakes, so that food will not go to waste, and then I will just turn the zero waste into an artisanal bake. So this is what I like side hustle in the besides doing special needs mental health. I'm also a baker, and I'm being a self-taught baker. So what I do is that I actually come out of my comfort zone and just check out recipes and just try out new things on my own through different bakes. And yeah.
That sounds delicious. What's the handle? Where can we check out the bakes?
Oh, my handle is at ELAINE, small letter, CLAIREEE, triple E at the back. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. We can also put a link in there once we do the write up of this, because I think that's also very cool. There's
And maybe I could also send you some pictures of my bakes. That will also make me, yeah, so that people can see what I bake. Yeah.
awesome. Do you do? Is it just for corporate events or
Oh,
selling small batches?
my bake was being featured recently on Shopee through through this superfoods, whereby they specialize in lavender. So what I did was I recently baked a lavender lemon cookie bar. My lemons are all made from leftover lemons, so it was being featured for a product. Yeah, that I actually
That's very cool.
Yeah, I actually use, because my bakes are specialized in non-GMO, non-chemical. These are what I take into consideration for my bakes. So yeah, so I actually conserve the energy of the environment. I think that's very important, definitely.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's very cool.
yeah. And
Okay.
my favorite bakes, I love to eat cruffins. I love to eat cruffins, croissants, and
Sorry, what's a cruffin?
a cruffin is a cross section of a muffin, and a cross section of a muffin and a croissant.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, it's very delicious. So yeah, my favorite cruffin I usually eat is from Kyongseap Bakery. It's one of the older old fashioned school bakery, and they specialize in bakes such as like durians, yam. It's more of a unique. That's where I get all my inspiration from all these bakers from like Kyongseap Bakery, for example.
Yep.
Yeah,
Oh, that's very cool.
yeah.
Okay. Maybe we can leave it there, Elaine. It's been a pleasure talking to you. I am definitely going to check out the cakes and the cruffins and everything on your Instagram, and as well as reaching out on LinkedIn for anyone who wants to connect and speak
Sure.
special needs and mental health.